Wakey wakey, rise and shine me. It's time for another fulfilling night of haunting this house and... where are they? Let me see. Not in the kitchen. Not in the bedroom either. Weird, they're usually here at this time of day. Maybe... oh, they really are in the living room. And it looks like I already fulfilled the first point of tonight's sorting agenda. Good evening, living. Look at you all flustered and wondering why the door just blew open all by itself. I wonder what's going through your mind right now. Did you remember that you left the window open and think a sudden gust of wind caused it? Or perhaps are you starting to believe that the supernatural really does exist? Maybe you're even doubting your own sanity. Perhaps the door always was open and the sound was just a figment of your imagination. Hey, living! Which is it? Oh, that's right. You can't even see or hear me, can you? How incredibly insensitive of me. All you could notice was the vague feeling that something or someone is in the same room as you. Oh, you stood up. Does that mean you believe in the window theory? It's almost a shame you can't see me floating behind you. And after I put so much practice into it as well. Good job, you closed the window. So the spook is over. Then why, my poor unknowing living, do you still feel so anxious? If the window is no longer open, just where is that breeze coming from? Your flustered expression is always so delightful to behold, looking around in a panic whenever I do this, wondering where it could have come from. Going back to your couch, are you? I almost remember what it was like to sit on one. Seeing you sit down and relax like this, I can't help but wonder what it would feel like to sit next to you and cuddle up, next to a crackling fireplace, reading a book, forgetting about the flow of time and the outside world. I may not remember everything from my life, but I am pretty sure I never got to experience that. Oh, what's that? You were reading a book too? It's almost like you read my mind. Let's see, what is it? Reign of the Phoenix and Dragon, Volume 3. Never heard of it before, but I guess I wouldn't understand anything even if I read alongside you, since it is Volume 3 after all. I wonder if there's more volumes on the bookshelf. The Siren Song, Tales of the Tired Firekeeper, The Young Master. Oh, there it is. Reign of the Phoenix and Dragon, Volume 1. Maybe if I pull it out really carefully, they won't notice. That should be okay, right? I should get to use the recreational materials since I also live here after all. Well, kind of at least. Anyway, here goes nothing. Come here, book, nice and slow. Yes, I got it. Now I can read it and... Damn it. Wait, did you... of course you heard it. It was a book falling to the ground. There's no way you didn't notice. And I was so close too. What should I do as revenge for putting it back on the shelf even though I wanted to read it? Oh, how about this? How do you like that, living? Every time you put one book back, I'm going to pull 2 more out. That's going to teach you. And that's another one. Just give up. You can't put the books back faster than I can pull them out. Wait, this is actually kind of fun. I can't believe I haven't thought about this way to haunt you earlier. Have you learned your lesson yet, my poor living? I guess not. So I'm just gonna have to continue throwing books around, okay? Take this and this. Oh no. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to drop the entire bookshelf on you, I swear. I just got so into it and my telekinesis must have gotten out of control and... What am I even doing? It's not like you can even hear me. At least you're still moving, but I really hope you're alright. You are? That's such relief. And here I thought I had hurt... Wait a minute. How are you replying to me? What? But you shouldn't be able to see or hear me. I don't believe you. How many fingers am I holding up? Okay, and now? Okay, let's say I believe that you can see me, even though that shouldn't be possible. That still leaves the question of why now, suddenly? Did one of the books hit you in the head or something, and, I don't know, rewired your brain or something? Wait, what? You've always been able to see me, but you never talked to me before, why? Ah! No, don't tell me you heard me talking to myself all this time too. And the singing. Oh, by the gods, this is so embarrassing. No, don't look at me. I might be a ghost, but I can still blush. Actually, it is more apparent than you... Sorry, I couldn't read. Actually, it is more apparent than for you living, since it is basically a direct projection of my mental state onto my outer appearance and stuff. And I am rambling again, and I am so sorry. I am just going to hide in some corner and hope the embarrassment is enough to make me pass over into the next life. Stay. But I'm way too flustered right now. And how are you even grabbing onto my hand? You are literally touching an intangible being right now. Let me go so I can just go die in peace or something. Okay. But only if you promise not to laugh at me, okay? I swear I will run away the split second you make fun of me. Good. Good. You can let go of my hand now, by the way. No, it's nothing like that. I didn't feel uncomfortable or anything. Don't worry. I actually felt kind of nice, to be honest. In a way that was also super embarrassing. I'm acting differently now than I was before. I mean, yeah, until now I thought you couldn't see me, so I just... Do you know the phrase, dance like nobody's watching? Basically that. When I was alive, I used to be a really shy person, and I still am. No matter where I was, I always felt like everybody around me was staring at me and judging me. So, you know, dying and turning into a ghost that was actually supposed to be invisible to livings was actually kind of almost freeing, I guess. I could just float around and act like I pleased without being afraid of judgment. And I discovered that I maybe, possibly, theoretically, have a bit of a mischievous side. So I started pranking you. I know it sounds weird to say that death was a good thing, but that's not what I mean either. Just in a way, okay? You understand? Wait, really? In a way, I see. I guess that's fair. I wouldn't really expect a living like you to understand the true meaning of death. I know I for sure didn't back then. Why do I keep calling you that? What? A living? That's just what spirits, ghosts, and the like call you people. Creatures that are still alive. I thought it was kind of self-explanatory. Oh, you mean that word specifically? I think it's mostly because there aren't any better ones, to be honest. I've heard some people call you flesh bags, but I find that kind of derisive, so I don't like to use it. And also, it's not really accurate, you know? Vampires and revenants are also undead, but they still have flesh, don't they? No, I don't know any vampires myself. I only heard that they exist. I don't really leave this place. So all I know about the ghost community, if that's what you want to call them, comes from wandering spirits I met a long time ago. Yes, I'm still shut in. I guess some things don't change even after death, do they? Though it probably became even worse when compared to my life. Think about it. No matter how much you might want to stay inside all day, you would have to go out and buy food and necessities, or you'd have people checking on you, social gatherings to attend, and what else. But all of that isn't relevant for ghosts like me. So I really only stayed inside this place with you. And I have to say, this house kinda grew on me. When I moved in, it stood empty for a few years until you moved in. At first I was a bit annoyed by the constant noise you brought into my home, so I might have acted a bit aggressive early on. But then I got used to it. I still continued my pranks though. Yeah, you obviously noticed that. I'm gonna miss that. It's really a shame that I'll have to say goodbye to it all. Why? I mean, now that you've confronted me, you're gonna kick me out of here, right? And I don't want to cause you any real trouble or make you call an exorcist, so I'm just gonna take the graceful way out. What? You actually want me to stay? But why? All I ever did was annoy you. You... I guess I understand. Even though we never really interacted before, I also enjoyed the feeling of living with someone else. And I also felt like we grew closer over time. Like, we adapted to each other's habits. Are you absolutely sure you want me to stay? Really? You're not going to call an exorcist on me? Then, fine. And thank you for letting me stay here. Does that mean that we're now, like, roommates? Like, officially? But why not? I thought you wanted to live together. You want to be more? Oh, you mean like friends? I'd love to be your friend. I've never really had friends before. For now? What does that mean? Okay, if you say so, I won't worry about it. But that makes me so happy. What should we do as friends? Should we, like, shake on it or do introductions? I mean, I know pretty much everything about you since I live in your home and all, but I'm sure you have some questions for me, right? I'll try to answer them as best I can. Oh, my name is... I actually don't remember. It also doesn't really matter now, I think. A lot of details about life become fuzzy once you die. I also don't know why that happens. But I guess it might be something like a mental defense mechanism. Like my brain's trying to protect me against the pain that would come with the memories. Only that I don't have a brain anymore, of course. I also don't know how working thinks for me then. My best guess is that consciousness, in the first place, is not a product of electric signals in your synapses. Instead, it's the other way around. It's not that I can think despite not having a brain, it's that you can think because you also have a soul possessing your body. So nothing really changes after death when it leaves. Or maybe it would be better to say when you leave your body behind. How can I touch objects if I don't have a body anymore? That's actually something I can answer. It's really easy. I can't. When I pick things up, like this book for example, I don't touch it directly. Instead, I move it with telekinesis. Technically, it doesn't matter how far away it is, but if I pretend to touch it, it makes the image in my head more accurate and it becomes easier. But I don't want to bore you with all that magical stuff. Oh, that is essentially how I talk as well, by using telekinesis on the air around me to make it vibrate. Then how are you able to touch me? The most likely explanation is that you subconsciously used a kind of telekinesis to grab onto my essence, but that requires a lot of willpower and intent, so I guess you really didn't want me to leave. Not that I want to blame you or anything, I'm really, really thankful that you did, or we wouldn't have had this wonderful conversation. Yes, I'm okay. Just getting a bit flustered again. I feel more at ease talking to you than anyone else I ever knew, but it's still a lot of new things that I need to process. I can answer one more question though. No, it's fine, really. I can see that you're still curious, and what's worse that could happen, right? I'm already dead after all. How did I die? Oh no, it's not insincere or anything, don't worry. It's just, I don't remember. As I said before, many details about my life are fuzzy and unclear, but that memory is just completely gone. I'm sorry for not being able to answer that question. Might I ask a question in return? I think I have a pretty good understanding of your daily routine, and usually you'd be in bed by now. So what were you doing in the living room instead? You had to think about some stuff. What were you thinking about? If you're comfortable telling me, of course. I have done my fair share of thinking, so maybe I can offer some help. It's a bit of a longer story. Well, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon, and I am a great listener, so feel free. You confessed to someone today. Oh, they must have been a wonderful person for you to be interested in them. What did they say? No? Well, then that person must have been blind and deaf. I mean, you're, like, really, cool and good looking and funny. Anyway, did they say why? That's not it. Then, if they also liked you, why did they still? Oh, I see. I guess I also wouldn't particularly like it if the one confessing to me was in love with someone else. But by the way you told the story, they seemed like someone really great. Even though they liked you, they still rejected you and even wished you luck with your actual crush. So the thing you had to think about was what your crush means to you. I see. May I ask what kind of person they are? Maybe talking about it will help you better understand it yourself. So you see them every day. They're cute and a bit weird, but you like their antics. But you've never actually talked to them before. You're not stalking them, are you? Oh, okay, good. Anyway, they sound absolutely lovely. I hope you manage to approach them soon and that you two work out. Why do you look so sad? Is something on your mind? Do I like anyone? Why would you ask me that? Me having a crush? Impossible. In the first place, you know I don't leave the house, right? How would I even find someone to have a crush on? Me lying? Never. What made you think that? I am absolutely, definitely, perfectly fine. No problems whatsoever. Let's talk about something else. Something less ridiculous and completely untrue. How about... Oh yeah, earlier I was going to ask you why you never spoke to me before, even though you could see me. Oh yeah, earlier I was about to ask you why you never spoke to me before, even though you could see me. You were scared? I guess it looks like my haunting managed to pull out a little bit of fear inside of you after all. Though I am, of course, sorry if I actually caused you any real distress. If that's not it, then what did you mean? You were afraid that I'd run away once I learned about it. As much as I'd like to deny that, I did indeed try to flee, so there isn't much I can say in my defense. But what changed today? Why did you decide to finally talk to me? Because you made your mind up today to approach your crush? But how do I come into play? Could you maybe repeat that? It almost sounded like you said that I am... So I did hear that right the first time. Are you serious? You're in love with me? Why? Cute and funny. I guess you already explained that before, but that's not the point. I'm a ghost. How could you possibly fall in love with me? I'm not even alive. Maybe it doesn't matter to you now, but think about it. We can never marry, we can't eat together, or go out without you looking like a lunatic talking to yourself. You can't introduce me to your parents or friends. Everyone will think you're either crazy or alone. We can't even Actually, that problem seems to not be a problem anymore, but still. You really don't care about that, do you? You really don't care about that, do you? Fine, I guess I have to accept your passion at least. Why did I only mention arguments? Why you should not be in love with me? That's because, I need to go. You're right. I guess I do owe you a straight answer. Since you gathered the courage to confess to me, I am, maybe, possibly, also in love with you. Red is a completely normal colour for a ghost, and I am definitely not blushing. So, what do we do now? We both confessed, so does that mean we're, like, together? Do I want us to be? I mean, yeah. If we both want to, I guess that means we are then. So, what do couples do? Cuddle on the couch and read a book. I don't have enough energy to be embarrassed anymore. Of course you heard that too. I'd love to. I bet it feels really warm to be close to you, my sweet living.